juices. Get them juices. Get them juices. Juicy, juicy, juicy juices. Get them juices. Get them juices. Get them juices. Juicy, juicy, juicy.
On today's show, we're going to juice primarily a fruit juice. And what we're going to do is go with some apples. I got some strawberries, tomato. And then for the vegetables, I have celery, half a beet, 2 cucumbers, and some cilantro. This is going to be a new recipe. I'm kind of brainstorming right now. I think this should be pretty good. I had some cilantro in a cocktail about a week ago, and it was pretty good. That was the first time I ever had or knowingly had cilantro. So let's get started. I'm going to start with about 700 grams of cucumber. It's a really good base vegetable. Really good for the skin. And when I say base vegetable, I mean it's not very pungent. Next, we're going to go with 300 grams of celery. Celery is not even close to as smooth as cucumber. That's why you don't want to add too much of it, or else your whole juice is going to taste like celery. It's got like kind of like a sharp aftertaste. Next, we're going to go with 100 grams of cilantro. I think that's enough to give me a little bit of flavor. I'm not sure. This is my first time trying it, so we'll see. We'll see if I can taste it at the end. And so now we'll go with my beet, half a beet here, about 150 grams. And if you're going to juice beets, I suggest you don't do like me and wear anything white, because if you get that on your clothes, it's a wrap. Next, we're going to go with 500 grams of tomatoes. Tomatoes also, I mean, technically it's a fruit, but most of us perceive it as a vegetable, right? So it's got, depending on the type of tomato, they can really vary in taste. I mean, from your green tomatoes to your Roma tomatoes to your whatever else. One thing I would suggest, like Roma tomatoes really have, it's probably best used for like a pasta sauce. They kind of have a salty taste to it, like a naturally, at least in my opinion, have like a natural salty taste to it. So if you're going to go with juices that aren't supposed to be salty, like if you don't want a salty taste in your juice, I'd say stay away from Roma tomatoes and go with any other kind. All right, next I'm going to go with some apples. Apples you can't go wrong with normally. That's a very good fruit base flavor. So either apples or pears, but I'm not going to juice pears today, but I'm going to start out with 300 grams of apples. And then lastly, I'm going to add 200 grams of strawberries. Strawberries, of course, most people like the flavor of. And one of the really good things is that it's one of the more stronger fruits that you could ever juice. So you don't really need that many strawberries in your juice to give it really a whole strawberry taste. All right, now to taste it. Smells like celery. All right, so hold on, All right, so what this really tastes like is apple juice and celery. Actually, I taste in the back, there's a aftertaste of cilantro. So it tastes like apple, celery, and cilantro. The cucumber blended in, the strawberries probably didn't add enough for 1.5 jugs. Definitely a drinkable juice. It's very sweet. Yeah, that's absolutely what it tastes like. Apple, celery, cilantro, definitely a drinkable juice. I think you give this to your kids, they wouldn't spit it out. That's it.
The ratings logic goes like this. With a score of a 1, it's swamp water, muddy water, disgusting. A 5, the best thing you ever tasted, you can't get enough of it. And with nutrition, these scores are based on the grams of sugar, and that's per 1,400 milliliter jug of juice. So this is assuming that if you were to only drink 1,400 milliliters of juice for the day, this is the amount of sugar that's in the recipe. So a 1 is greater than 70 grams. That's far in excess of what the American Heart Association suggests that you limit yourself in a day. With a 5, that's less than 24 grams being the maximum amount that a woman is suggested to limit themselves to by the American Heart Association, while a man is limited to 38 grams. So that's between a 4 and a 5. Either one of those scores are very good. Now, we are talking about naturally occurring sugars in fruits and vegetables versus refined sugars that are added. However, if we're going to treat sugars as sugars, then this is a good benchmark scale.
Get them juices, get them juices, get them juices, juicy, 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 get them juicy, juicy, get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy, juices, gotta get them juicy, juicy, some juicy, juicy, some juicy, gotta get them, gotta get them. Gotta get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy, juicy, gotta get them juicy.